On this special Christmas edition of Flame Central, we bring you the story of the Liberty football team and the gift they're giving to those in need.
Plus, it's a gingerbread challenge. 3 LU teams battled out for the title of Best Gingerbread Builders. We deck your halls on this edition of Flame Central.
Merry Christmas to you. Welcome to Flame Central. As you can see, we are quite festive today, or at least Emily and I are.
Some
Rhett,
of us are.
Maybe you'll get on board here later on. Not a huge fan of Christmas, Rhett, surprisingly. I hope you had a great week with family, friends, and certainly celebrating the birth of Christ.
Yeah, absolutely. We've all enjoyed some extra time that we've been able to spend with our families, but we also love being right here with you, the viewer, bringing you another great show.
We sure do. It's important to remember during this holiday season those who are less fortunate. That's something Liberty football and head coach Hugh Freeze take very seriously. For the past 2 seasons, each position group has been assigned to meet specific needs for vulnerable youth in a ministry we call Angel Armies.
So many people believe that the orphan crisis is this third world thing, and that is so far from the truth. So in the United States, in the richest country the world has ever known, we have an orphan crisis.
Now vertical, now get out higher, now not that high. That's better, but not that high.
Liberty University head football coach Hugh Freeze knows how to put his players in a position to win on the field.
See, the pre-snap's dead, so it's now, what's the safety gonna do?
But he's also just as driven to prepare them for life off it.
One of the lessons that is great to teach football players as a team is that we are very blessed, we are very fortunate, and we should give back.
So Freeze will begin working on a game plan to show his players how to do just that. Its focus? Helping children who are part of the 400,000 kids in foster care in the U.S.
Jill and I have always been active in foster and orphan care. When we had our foundation, that's what it was geared to. I just think, you know, being a imperfect follower of Christ, you know, James 1:27, true and undefiled religion is taking care of the widows and orphans.
For this outreach, Freeze found a perfect teammate in Christian music artist Chris Tomlin. Tomlin and his wife Lauren co-founded Angel Armies, a nonprofit focused on alleviating the orphan crisis in America. Through the partnership of Liberty Football and Angel Armies, they would work to help meet critical needs of families across the country. After Freeze shared the plan with his staff, cornerbacks coach Ricky Hunley was all in. For Hunley, this opportunity was personal.
In my lifetime growing up, we've been that family. There's been times where we've needed help in a lot of different ways. I come from a strong family and 2 really good parents, but you know, life happens as well. And so this is our opportunity to be able to help, you know, maybe someone like us when we were growing up.
Thanks to a large donation from Coach Freeze, each of Liberty Football's position groups were given $10,000 and were asked to select a city to serve. Hunley and the other coaches would then meet weekly with their players to discuss giving opportunities and how they could do the most good.
We try to put ourselves in their shoes, really sit there and think about, like, what are they going through, what do they need?
And these young men are looking at real-time needs. This is not fake, phony, baloney stuff. On the other end of that need is a caseworker right there in a crisis with a family saying, if somebody doesn't help, we've got a problem. So they're seeing real-time needs, and then they're having conversations around those needs.
Joe Knittig heads up the Global Orphan Project based out of Kansas City, Missouri. The ministry created Care Portal, a technology platform connecting physical needs to people willing to help.
So when you think of Care Portal, our gift is to stay unseen.
This particular request will help serve 3 kids in a house.
We are behind the scenes. We execute care connections. That's why we exist.
Care Portal receives requests for help from child welfare workers all over the United States. These needs are then displayed to local churches and people who, like the Liberty football program, then have the opportunity to help.
There'll always be a local church at the point of care. always. That is our calling, is to equip the local church to care for kids in crisis.
This is a struggling neighborhood. There's no jobs, lack of grocery stores. There's no school. That used to be a school. It's been closed over 10 years. It's the poor, it's the low income, it's the no income families that just need someone to say, let me come and understand. And we're able to go in and just become family.
Pastor Terry Glenn leads World Harvest Ministries in one of the poorest areas of Kansas City. He's seen firsthand the impact that these care connections can make.
So I called the mom and said, guess what? Your gas bill is about to get paid. And it is unbelievable how they feel loved. It's just the heart of Christ Jesus coming to the homes. And they're just wanting to know, how can a church do this? I said, the church is very large and it's much bigger than where we are in this building.
Good. That's it right there, right?
This past fall, the cornerbacks on Liberty's football team paid the gas bill for a single mom of 2 little girls in Kansas City. Markel, who braids hair in her home to help make ends meet, had found herself in a tough spot.
I had reached out because I had got a little behind on bills, with having 2 children, it can get hard. So when I got help with that bill, it gave me some extra room to get other things I needed to get done. So that kind of put me ahead of the game. So it made a big impact. It really helped me a lot. It was like weight lifted up, because when you like working hard, you can be working a steady job consistently and you still find yourself struggling. That was fun, wasn't it? It just gave me a little more motivation, because if I keep working hard and pushing, maybe I can be in a position to be able to help somebody.
But the story doesn't end there. By utilizing Care Portal and meeting a physical need for Markel, an opportunity was opened to meet a spiritual one as well.
Meeting that need, ministering to this mom, she's now one of our praise and worship leaders, received Jesus Christ as her Lord and Savior, and she's walking with the Lord. And we're so grateful. So the kids just love us to pieces. They hit the door running so that they can hug us and love on us. And that's one of the joys as we become family. We really become family. It's not just words, it's action.
The way I look at life now, I look at life totally different. From becoming a worship leader, from receiving help when I was in desperate need, to helping others, it just gives you a whole new outlook.
But the lasting impact of the partnership between Liberty Football and Angel Armies reaches well beyond the families helped. It has also made a difference inside the locker room of Liberty Football.
I know for a fact that it impacted them. Just the dialogue that you hear, because our guys come from all walks of life. Every guy does not have the same story, and so you could see that there were some stories that really resonated.
We got a lot of athletes, not even just from the football, but from other sports who've been in the same situation. So just being able to give back was awesome.
It brought us closer together, and I think, made our young men, as they witnessed them being a part of life change for a season in other people's lives, it was pretty special.
It just feels great when you help others. That's all we just want to do in this program. We just want to help others, be a light to others, really.
What started as a way for one college football team to give back has ended up helping over 650 children across the United States. But this is only the beginning.
Both Chris and Coach from day one said, we're going to pilot this, but this thing's going to spread like fire through college football and beyond. We did it once at Liberty, and I think you are going to see this take off, where egos and logos get dropped at the door, and you're going to have young men in college football programs all over for maybe an hour a week, getting behind closed doors and saying, we are going to rise up and be solutions for kids all around this nation, and we're going to do it together.
It's so great to see Liberty Football involved in this ministry, but what's even more special to me is putting a face to what these guys are doing and helping and affecting some of these families out there.
Yeah, I love to see these families in need get help, but I also love to see the football players out there. Obviously, they make memories on the field playing games, but also these create lifelong bonds when you get into the trenches serving together.
We hear so much about wins and losses and what happens on the field, but yeah, these are the most important things. Props to Hugh Freeze and the Flames, certainly.
Yeah. Well, on a bit of a lighter note now, obviously, kind of Christmas cooking shows have taken the nation by storm. We've seen it, whether people are making turkeys, Christmas cookies, or perhaps even some figgy pudding.
We will not go till we get some.
Exactly. People cannot get enough of reality cooking television, so we here at Flame Central were inspired, and we did our very first Christmas challenge. Well, Merry Christmas and welcome to the first ever Liberty University Gingerbread House Challenge. Now, the rules for today are quite simple. Each contestant is allotted 10 minutes to make the best gum-dropping, finger-licking good gingerbread house there is. Now, we're going to talk to our judges in just a minute, but first, let's meet our contestants for today's challenge. From Liberty Volleyball, we have Lydia Burtz and Trinity Watts. From women's basketball, we have Emily Lytle and Audrey Clark. And from lacrosse, Lizzie Ferguson and Sarah Stinson. All right, time to meet today's celebrity judges. From the hit podcast, If It Ain't Burnt, It Ain't Done, is Emily Austin. And author of the best-selling cookbook, I Like Big Crust and I Cannot Lie, is Matt Warner. What are you guys looking for today in today's creations?
Well, two things are going to be key. Stability and creativity. That's what I'm looking for today.
I'm looking for the creativity side. I want to see decorations. I want to see their heart just pouring onto the gingerbread house.
Are we ready to get this going?
Let's get it started.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, gingerbread. Let's go.
What's this called?
Chalet.
Chalet? That's what ours is called.
Wait, is that window upside down? If you put the window, oh wait, there's no way it can be upside down.
I wonder how they're going to dig themselves out of this one.
All right, let's line this up.
Oh no! Oh
no! Crap. Okay. We're bouncing. Okay. Oh no. Oh, they've already spilled their candy. We win.
Oh, let's go.
We're gonna create redirection. They're having problems. It sounds like problems. This isn't coming out. Oh no. Okay. All right. We're gonna have to improvise here.
It looks like Lizzie Ferguson just strangled the Grinch. Her hands are completely green.
She's a little heavy.
Do not.
Are you talking about the house, I'm assuming? Okay.
Oh, I wasn't talking about.
I thought you were talking about my hands.
Time is of the essence.
Okay. Or we could put like a gumdrop fence.
Drop one more piece of candy over here.
We'll just take it. We'll just take their candy.
What are you gonna do? Blow our house down?
I might. Don't have this mask.
Sure.
Volleyball's actually looking at other people's builds.
That's when you know the confidence is low.
This is basically how I got through college, was that approach right there.
Do a white wreath. A white wreath would be wonderful.
A Winter Wonderland kind of wreath?
Yes. We're good.
Oh my gosh.
Go.
Girls, we all have strengths and weaknesses in life. I think we can see this is not one of your strengths. It's a good thing you can hit a ball over a net because, frankly, a homeless gingerbread man would pass on living in this shack that you call a gingerbread house. I think you girls had the toughest design of everyone, and so I want to factor that in when I'm thinking about this. It's on a tree. That's insane. Also, I like, this is subtle, and maybe not a lot of people would get this, but the stack of firewood here on the side for a warm winter's night. Subtle, I caught it, I like it.
The LU detail in the front yard, just so much thought. The thoughtfulness put into this house is really shown.
I have been passionate about gingerbread architecture for many years now, and this is one of the finest houses I have seen. The detail is stunning.
Well, judges, I think it's fair to say that volleyball unfortunately put that one into the net, so it comes down to women's basketball and lacrosse. Difficult decision, I'm sure.
It certainly was. Emily and I have talked about it. We feel like the winner of this Gingerbread House Challenge is women's basketball.
Woo! Let's go. This was just an awesome moment. I'm just so glad that we can make our teammates proud of us. It just feels good to represent them here and just get the win. Excited to bring it home.
I think this is one of the biggest achievements of my life. I think I've made Santa very proud.
Coming up, the story of a former Liberty football player whose life's challenges have prepared him for the role he has today.
And a special Christmas edition of Warm, Hot, and Fuego, Rhett is Lit. That's when Flame Central returns.
Since 1971, Liberty University has had one mission: training champions for Christ. We've been at this for a while, and in the shadow of the Blue Ridge Mountains, we have grown to be a global force. Today, Liberty runs over 100,000 students around the globe, studying across 15 colleges and schools. And among that, proudly over 30,000 military students and their families. Across 700 programs of study, we train as one: nurses, artists, business leaders of the future and today. Together, we work to give back through service trips, local community work, and over 500,000 volunteer hours per year. And we play just as hard as we study, with 20 NCAA athletic programs and over 40 club sports teams. So, who are we? We are Liberty University, and we train champions for Christ.
What are the moments that stick with you? The ones that take your breath away. Sometimes you find them when you least expect them. You just need the opportunities to pursue. At Liberty University, you can earn a world-class degree and alongside, walk away with memories and experiences that will last a lifetime for all your passions and interests. So what is your dream? Liberty University can ignite it, and your outcome will change the world.
Heroes wear uniforms. You wear your strength, courage, dedication on your sleeve, and your determination on your face. We're honored to help heroes like you with a 25% discount on undergraduate, graduate, or doctoral tuition. No matter how you serve, we're here to serve you.
Welcome back to Flame Central. During the holiday season, we often think more about helping others, serving our neighbor, and ministering to those in need. Well, former Liberty football player Miles Hunter is using his own personal background as a means to connect with those who have the greatest need of all, the need of the gospel.
Our identities are placed in the things that we do, and more specifically in the things that we're good at.
I think God has given me such a cool and unique story to be able to relate to students in ways that I never thought possible.
From an early age, Miles Hunter had to deal with the pain of parents divorcing and fitting into a new family dynamic.
But many of you know my story. My parents are divorced. I now have 4 awesome parents.
And so I spent from 4th grade to 6th grade in Pennsylvania with my mom, my stepdad, and then I gained 3 older stepbrothers and an older stepsister along with my sister, Sydney, already. So I was walking out of 5th grade into middle school, and it was the first time in my life that I had ever experienced just anger in a way that I didn't really know how to do or cope with. And so for football, it made me really good at the game just because all of that aggression was released. When I got out of football season, my 6th grade year, a lot of fights, a lot of just violent behavior kind of came as a result. And it was things that were happening internally that I didn't know how to process through as a sixth grader. And so it got to the point where at the end of my sixth grade year, I had gotten like suspended from school.
Miles and his family knew that an audible needed to be called to get him off the path to destruction.
I moved with my dad after my sixth grade year. He had been extremely involved up until this point in my life. He had come up to every football game I ever had, but I needed him there. My dad stepped into a really vital role in that season of my life, and he was always about respect and always about like manhood in the way of like serve other people and make sure that you know that like you have the name of like Hunter on your back when you leave this house.
That accountability was important, but Miles' life was still missing an authentic faith. Even after attending Liberty University to play football, he continued to wrestle with God.
My redshirt junior year, I hit rock bottom. Like God was slowly but surely like taking everything that I kind of put before him out of my life. And I'll never forget, after the spring game, it was my 21st birthday weekend. Spring game happened. I had played like 2 plays in the spring game. It sucked. And my mom and my sister came back to the apartment with me. And I just remember going into the guest room closet, sitting in the closet and like weeping for hours.
Despite his struggles, fellow linebacker Zach Schreiber saw a leadership quality in Miles that even he didn't see. But before he could learn to help lead others, he would first have to give in to what God was doing in his life.
Sometimes guys don't see the leadership potential that they have until someone else brings it to their attention. We deal with real life. And so I said, Miles, a couple of guys who I respect on our team have raised some questions about what's going on with you spiritually. And I want to get it from you. He said, Coach, you're absolutely right. They're right. And so I said, Miles, Zach wants you to be his number 2 man. And I trust Zach. And I believe that God's going to use what Zach wants to do to transform your life. And so I said, if that's what you want to do, then we're going to have to get honest about what we need to get honest about. And I can tell you, from that day on, he never looked back.
The only time I've ever heard like audibly like the voice of the Lord, and it's true, like he does speak in a very still, small voice.
Miles would graduate from LU and get married to his wife, Janae, and then they began to search for what was next.
One of our mentors, Jason Porter, he told us, hey, when you two get comfortable, like God will call you away. And we're like, what the flip does that mean? And so we tried our best to get comfortable. We were serving in our local youth group, trying to figure out, Lord, like, what are you calling us to? You know, what's our next move? And we ended our devotion, and it was like this weird, like, Lord, what's happening? And he was like, I'm calling you to full-time ministry.
Miles would accept a position as the pastor of student ministries at TC3 Church in Stuart, Florida, using what he has learned through his journey to impact the lives of students.
Minister to 6th through 12th grade students, and that's in every capacity. And so we try to equip them with the tools to be able to defend their faith, love people, and then share the gospel in a very real and genuine way.
The road hasn't always been easy, but Miles now realizes that his journey has uniquely prepared him to minister to kids who may be on the same road he was on.
There's a process of the divorce, of being who I was, that God has made me new, that has given me just like this freedom and this release to do what I can now do. And my heart still breaks for students that I see in situations like mine or worse. And that's simply because I can empathize with them in a way that most people can't. And so it's awesome. I'm super thankful for it. There's nothing about my story that I would change.
And so think about it as if you're a football player and, you know, like the jersey name is on the back and it's no longer like Hunter, it's no longer O'Hara, it's no longer Brown, it's no longer O'Day, it is now Christ.
All right, now it's time for the moment Brett and I have been waiting for. Yes. The Christmas edition of Warm, Hot, and Fuego. We had hoped to have a roaring fire. There were some propane issues, so we're going to count on our graphics guy, Austin, if you could just... Perfect. Thank you. That is toasty, isn't it? Nicely done. All right. Like the other thing we love about this is it gives us an excuse to drink some eggnog. Right. Now, Rhett, we already cracked into it. Let me just top you off here a little bit. That is some good nog. Yeah. You're talking about some youngsters, Liberty athletes, that we think are going to be a great gift to the athletic department. Yeah. over the next semester.
Right.
So let's start off with warm.
And I'm going with a tree theme here.
Okay,
you know,
Christmas
the
trees,
Christmas tree theme.
Yeah.
You need a good base because you don't want your tree falling over.
It happens.
That happened to me. I walked in the other morning and laying down wasn't a good idea. So we had Caroline Hudson, catcher on the softball team. Great base, great foundation for this group.
All about that base, Rhett.
All about that base. I like that. You know, I think that's going to be her walk-up song to the plate. But anyway, she is fantastic. I watched her, okay? Scrimmage game this year, she was just, you know, back the squat, took a strike, boom, threw it to first so quick, and caught her sleeping. Yeah, I was just like, this girl is at another level that I've seen so far. And hit, I think, 2 or 3 doubles on the day. A tremendous talent, quiet, but also you can tell just she leads with the way she plays.
Foundational piece.
Yeah,
I see where you're going
I
there.
love it. I think that she's going to be just a stalwart back there for the years to come.
You more of an egg guy or a nog guy, Rhett?
Nog.
Nog?
Yes.
Really? I take you as an egg guy. You have chickens and all.
That's
but,
true.
Well, all right.
Good
All right.
point.
From warm to hot, who's your choice for hot?
Yeah, hot, the lights, Bella Smuda. I think she's going to light it up for the women's basketball
Christmas
team.
lights, I
yes,
see it,
in the years to come. 6'5", moves so well in the post already. You can't teach a freshman, or when a freshman comes in, you see her moving that well, and you're like, okay, I don't have to teach her just how to transition in the post and keep the ball up high. Yeah, she's a great athlete for her size, has a soft touch around the basket, already second in the ASUN in blocks per game this year, and I think she's just going to be a dominant force. Harry Green likes his bigs, and I think he has a special one here in Bella Smuda.
All right, finally, in fuego. Highest honor we can give here at Christmas. In fuego athlete going into the next semester is who?
The star, and it's going to be Micaiah Abi.
The star on top of the tree.
Yes, because I think he is a star in the making.
Shining star.
He really is. And this, you just watch him play. He can do it in so many different ways. We have a big that can come out top of the arc and dribble a guy up and go ISO on him, it seems like, and just get in there and absolutely hammer it down. We've seen the dunks. He's just a special performer, and we keep hearing Richie McKay bringing in these kids, and you see him along with the other pieces that are part of this group. Liberty basketball is in great shape with Micaiah be my star in fuego.
In fuego this Christmas. Well, nice job by you, Rhett. Glad to see you're lit as you are each and every year. Great job. We appreciate it. Drink some nog. Cheers. Hey, much more Flame Central coming right up.
What is your dream? Your calling? At Liberty University, we want to empower you through every chapter of your story. Here, you'll have opportunities to practice and excel across different fields. And that doesn't just end at the classroom door. At Liberty, we unite through Christ to pursue things larger than ourselves, because in Him, we are able. So, what is your calling? Liberty University can ignite it, and your outcome will change the world. Uncertain on your college plans for the fall? Discover why so many Virginians are moving to Liberty University online for their undergraduate degree. At less than $2,500 per semester, transfers won't find a more affordable private education in Virginia.
Well, that's going to about do it for this edition of Flame Central. Again, hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. Before we go, best Christmas memory is what, Rhett?
Oh, I think my favorite Christmas memory is skating on our pond in Canada. It was frozen over one year. Best ice I've ever skated on.
Mine has to be making butter cookies with my grandmother. I know you guys have tried those Christmas cookies. They're up there.
Mine is spending this day here with you guys. That is totally
Not
true.
good to lie.
That's right. Hey, for Emily, Rhett, I'm Matt. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here at Flame Central in the new year.